Hey guys, so today I wanted to do my favorite NARS products. I was going to do a top 10, but I don't know if I have 10 here and I was too lazy to count. But this is something I have wanted to do for a little while, especially because the holiday is coming up and I know everyone loves NARS products. NARS is obviously a more luxury brand. It's a little bit more expensive. So now is the perfect time for me to do this video because you guys can add some of this stuff to your Christmas list. So I'm just going to go right ahead and just tell you guys my favorite products and try and keep this in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, so my first two favorites are face products. They're both the same thing, so I'm counting it as one, but it is my setting powder. NARS makes my holy grail setting powder, which you guys would know if you watch any of my Get Ready With Me's because this is all I use. It is the NARS Translucent Crystal Light Reflecting Setting Powder. I have the pressed version and I have the loose version, but I'm just gonna show you the pressed version because it's way more convenient. And I have hit pan on it, guys. So as you can see, this is tried and true for me. This sets your foundation. It's a really smooth, velvety powder. You need a tiny bit. A little bit goes a long way, and your foundation does not move. It adds no coverage, obviously, because it's translucent, but it doesn't look cakey. It's really light and invisible, but whatever's in this, it really makes the light kind of bounce off your face in the prettiest way. I will say, I do think that whatever it is, the loose is slightly better for my more oily skin girls, whereas normal to combination and even a little bit oily girls will love the press. Next up is my under eye concealer that I always use, and this is my second tube of this product, so this is a repurchase. It is the Radiant Creamy Concealer. I am in the shade Custard, and if you guys are looking for a very universal shade that is very brightening for the under eyes, Custard is it. It's that yellow bright tone. It just goes on so smoothly. The texture is really creamy and it sets and doesn't crease. I find the best way to apply this is with a beauty blender damp, otherwise it can look a little bit overdone and a little bit too much because it is really good coverage, but with a beauty blender this just gives you flawless brightened under eyes, and yeah, I just love this one. So Radiant Creamy Concealer, get your hands on it, but I'm pretty sure most of you already have it. Next is a cream eyeshadow that I have heard nobody talk about on YouTube, and generally I wouldn't say the entire line of NARS cream eyeshadows is my favorite because I have tried a lot of them, but this here is the Corfu Cream Shadow. This is another product that I've hit pan on. Ooh, I just dug my finger in it, good job. This is kind of like a brown sugar color. It's really nondescript, and on its own, I'm not like the hugest fan, but what this is amazing for is as a base for any glitter eyeshadow or any neutral eyeshadow that you want to amp up. This has kind of like glitters and shimmers in it, so when you put any neutral eyeshadow on top, it just kind of warms it up. It makes it more reflective and glowing. It just makes it really shimmery and glowy and just brings out the best version of that color. And I always use an eye primer underneath this, so it doesn't budge for me, but I do recommend using like your regular eyeshadow base underneath. Which brings me to my third favorite product, and this is a holy grail product. I only have this sample size right now. It is the NARS Smudge Proof Pro Prime eyeshadow base. I don't have oily lids or particularly oily lids or anything like that, but eye primer is a step I've just kind of always done, but I do think this is the best I've used because things like Urban Decay Primer Potion, they kind of got a little bit crepey on my lids, if you guys know what I mean, but this just glides on beautifully and it does make my eyeshadows really vibrant and intense, and I have noticed that it prolongs the wear of my eyeshadows. My eyeshadows don't really fade as much as they would with other eye primers I've used. My next holy grail favorite NARS product is actually a tool. It is the NARS Eye Brush. When it comes to this brush, again, this is an expensive brush. I think it's a $60 brush, but I have not used anything else since I bought it to contour my cheekbones with. It makes contouring so easy. The hype was real. The bristles aren't the most soft bristles, but I don't know what it is. It just fits perfectly in the cheekbone area, and because obviously it's a line, you can really get that defined, carved out contour, so it's perfect for creating cheekbones. I am someone that doesn't really have defined bone structure in my face. I don't really have a lot of cheekbones, so I always have to create them. Definitely get your hands on this. I know now they actually sell it on Sephora.com as an online only, so you can pick it up there and get VIB points for it too. Next up is something that is newer from the brand again, but I've been loving these so much, and I just cannot hesitate to include them in my all-time favorites. It is the Audacious lipsticks. Honestly, you cannot go wrong with any shade in the Audacious lipstick line. I swatched a ton of them. They are all just as creamy, just as pigmented, just as semi-matte and long wearing and really comfortable. This is just definitely my favorite high-end lipstick formula. I even personally prefer these to the Tom Ford lipsticks that I've tried. So I know they're expensive at $37 a piece, but I actually have not come across a lipstick formula that for me is any better. So love the Audacious lipsticks. I still have like a list about this long of ones that I want to buy. Okay, next is this Copacabana Illuminator. So you can use this for highlighting your cheekbones, or you can mix this in with your foundation, which is what I do a lot of the time. I like to just put 1 drop of this in with foundation because this is really stark and pearlescent and opalesque. So a little bit truly is going to give you like an angelic, crazy glow. I have used this as a body illuminator as well in the summertime if I just want to be really glowing and I'm wearing a short skirt or something like that. It's also great for that. So this again is something here that is a newer product that NARS came out with this year, I believe, but again, in love. This is one of their dual intensity eyeshadows, and this line is all super metallic eyeshadows basically. They are a wet to dry formula. This is the shade Himalaya that I have here, but these are so soft and so pigmented. You get high metallic sheen and shine with just 1 swipe. They're not glittery, so you're not going to get any fallout. I don't really like using my shadows wet because it kind of dies down the life, but of course using it foiled, you could just imagine like if this is what it looks like dry on my lids, how crazy intense it will be. So I love this. There are some lighter shades, there are some more neutral shades, and they have a gorgeous array of plums that I want to have a look at and pick up maybe a plum. NARS is a brand that, again, when you think of NARS, you don't really think of their eyeshadows. I don't really hear anyone talking about their single eyeshadows. I find the range really hit and miss, but there are some great ones. These probably are my 3 most used. The first is Fez. This is just a gorgeous bronze shade. Like, this is very dupeable, but the formula on this is beautiful. It's buttery soft, so pigmented. It is just the perfect rich bronze, perfect for a bronze smoky eye. It's on the more red tone spectrum, but as you can see, so pigmented. Just throw this on the lid and then some dark browns in the crease or some just matte colors in the crease and you are good to go. Another more red tone version of this shade that I have, but I left it upstairs, which I should have probably got. I'll add in a swatch here, is called Lola Lola. That one makes an awesome smoky eye too, like a bronzy smoky eye. One of my all-time favorite eyeshadows, and this looks like I barely touched it because this is so pigment rich. This is Mekong or Mekong. This is basically a deep, rich chocolate brown, and it's got some gold shimmers in it that you will see there. Honestly, the shimmers in this basically blend out when you blend out the eyeshadow, so essentially it's matte. I am also wearing this in the crease and a little bit in the outer corner today with Himalaya. This is just a great alternative to black or a deep, dark, smoky color, and you guys know I'm like the self-professed smoky eye queen. Okay, and then along the same lines, this is the third one. This is even more intense, if you can believe it. This is more of a cool tone brown. This is called Coconut Grove. This is a flat matte shadow, but this is one of the best matte eyeshadows I've ever used. It's pigmented, it's rich, it's not chalky. When it blends away, it's really nice. So again, that is just like an awesome smoky eye color for the outer corners, and it's what I have today to deepen it. And I also use it as eyeliner, so I just use it on an angled brush and run it along my lash line. And now I would like to move on to the stars of the show, which are NARS blushes. So the first one that I think is perfect for fall, if I can grab it, is Sin. This one is just a great berry blush. This one is my go-to berry fall blush. It's very purpley. It's got gorgeous gold reflex to it. It's just the perfect purple plum with a ton of gold. It looks really healthy and really flushed, but be careful because with Sin, you can look a little bit overdone and slapped in the cheeks. It's very easy to do too much because, again, like the eyeshadows, this is crazy pigmented, which can be a blessing and a curse. The last 3 blushes I have to show you are all like kind of from the cult favorites line. The first is the infamous NARS Orgasm. This is kind of like a love it or hate it blush. So for me, I really like this one because I like that it pulls a little bit red and rosy. But for some of you guys, I know that you think it looks a little too flush, but I just think it's a gorgeous ultimate peachy pink blush. If you are lighter, you will probably prefer NARS Deep Throat. This is, again, probably my most used and one of my all-time favorites. This is a little bit more pink than Orgasm. It doesn't have as many of those red tones in it. It's a little bit more of a more true pink peach, and it doesn't have such golden shimmers to it. I will say if I could pick one over Deep Throat or Orgasm, I would probably stick with Deep Throat as the one that I could have because I just tend to reach for it a little bit more. It's a little bit more foolproof. And then finally, I also have this one here, which I know every time I show it, it looks a little bit crazy. Like, what are you thinking? Because of all these shimmers, but it is Super Orgasm. When you swatch this blush, you will get, the gold shimmers will come through, but when you put your brush into this and tap it off, these are just literally gold flakes. They literally just tap off your brush, so you don't get it. But the reason I like Super Orgasm is it is the more pigmented sister that kind of meshes the best parts of Deep Throat and Orgasm together. It's as if Deep Throat and Orgasm had had a baby and became a little bit more soft and pigmented. But yeah, other than that, we are pretty much set. That's all I brought down to talk to you guys about, because at the end of the day, it could kind of work as a NARS starter kit video too. Let me know what you guys' favorite NARS products are, because like I said, NARS is truly one of my favorite makeup brands. They are high quality, they are a little bit more high priced, but they totally kill it when they have hits. So it's definitely a brand to look into at Sephora if you guys haven't already, which I'm sure you have because we're all addicts here. But yeah, leave your favorite products below and let me know if you would like me to do a favorite MAC products video or a favorite MAC eyeshadows video. Just let me know what you guys would like in the comments below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.